Welcome to the Psych Cabin Podcast, Season 2! Hey, that was a bit
coffee.
Bit sort of not practiced. Season 2. So I've been debating about this because it is Season 2 and we're going to do another 10 episodes. Yeah. But I've been debating whether or not to sort of go Episode 11 or Season 2, Episode 1.
Do both.
I can't keep up. Like I won't be able to keep up with that.
Do another intro now while we're filming.
No, fuck that. So it's Season 2. Is it Episode 1 or Episode 11?
Episode 1.
Episode 1, Season 2.
I don't know, because other podcasts, when they release a new series, they follow the number on.
So they just go Episode 11.
Yeah.
So do you think that's what we should do?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few, and they do like episode 290. What's that Joe Rogan guy? He's got loads.
Yeah, just the biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan.
I've never watched him.
Yeah, you've never watched Joe Rogan? Oh, Danny, you've got to. He's brilliant.
No,
He's so good.
Get some good guests.
He has some amazing guests on.
Yeah.
Talking of guests, where's Jacob? Jacob, where are you?
He's left us, hasn't he?
Well, he's not really left
No,
us.
he's not.
He's basically gone into the back room and he's not been able to commit to the episodes this year. So just want to say thank you very much, Jacob, for all your work and effort with the podcast last year. Absolutely amazing. It wouldn't be where it is today without you. So thank you, Jay.
Yeah, brilliant, Jacob.
Honestly, yeah, thank you very much.
I'm missing him, to be honest.
Are you missing him?
Because you were like there, but me and Jacob were here.
Yeah. So for today, we invited Andy and Mike.
Yeah.
They both were on the podcast last year.
Yeah.
So we invited Andy and Mike back. We're sort of in negotiations with them currently as to whether they might appear in future episodes of the pod.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get more guests on as well, aren't we?
Yep.
Not that there's anything wrong with just Andy and Mike.
They're a bit samey, though.
A bit samey, yeah.
What, you're in yellow.
Yeah, we've gone with the black and the yellow today.
Like Bradley Wiggins and Chris Froome. At the moment.
Who is the more successful of the two?
What, out of the cyclists?
Yeah, Bradley Wiggins.
Well, Chris Froome, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Bradley for gold medals, though, isn't it?
Well, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, because Brad won more. Olympic medals.
Who'd be the better construction worker, Bradley Wiggins or Chris Froome?
I'd say Bradley Wiggins.
No,
do you reckon?
That Scottish bloke, what was he called?
Oh, Hoy.
Chris Hoy.
He's
better than any of them.
He'd be a good odd carrier.
Yeah,
He would be a brilliant labourer. His
He
legs are like tree trunks, aren't
He'd be
they?
up and down the ladder.
2 odds at a time.
Oh my God, he would be an unbelievable.
Talking of trees.
Talking of trees, we've got a tree in the studio today. Thank you to Pi Radio for providing the flora.
Yeah.
I quite like it actually.
Yeah, it
gives a bit of a.
Is it real?
I think
The only thing I'd say, if this was in an actual site cabin, they'd be pissing in it.
They'd be weeing in it, and
Cigarette dimps
there'd be
in it.
cigarette dimps in it, 100%. There'd be cigarette dimps in it. I think there'd be leaves pulled off it as well.
Yeah, they'd be all like fidgeting and doing all
picking
that,
at
wouldn't
it.
Going to ask the joiner now. Joiner, what wood would that be? What timber would that? Would it be hardwood, softwood?
Softwood.
Softwood, yeah. So like,
I think it's plastic.
I think it is plastic.
It all burns.
Yeah, it does.
Well, yeah, plastic. Yeah,
Yeah, don't clog up your flue.
Yeah, it does all burn. It does all burn. But yeah, so we've got a bit of flora in this studio today. So, sort of moving on onto what we're going to be talking about today. Well, loads of different things we're going to be talking about. Loads of different things that have gone on since we were last here. So we're now in March, just the end of March, and we were last here in December. The December one.
The Christmas episode.
By the way, we did the Christmas episode. I know you guys were there as well in the audience. My favourite comment from the Christmas episode was when we released the Christmas episode. One of somebody on TikTok put, "Were you in a fucking old people's home when you filmed this?" And it's because. But it's because Roy and Gwen and my mum and dad were in the front row.
Brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
So it was the best comment. It was a beautiful comment. And if you're watching, whoever made that comment, if you
comment again, let's give them something.
If you message us back, we might be able to send you something for free. It was beautiful. I can't remember who it was, to be honest.
That was brilliant.
It was like, did you film it in an old people's home?
Yeah.
Which obviously we didn't, but we just invited mum and dad and aunties there, didn't we? Basically, But so Andy, Mike, welcome to the podcast again. Thank you for coming. Right. Appreciate it. Today's episode, we thought we'd start with like working with family. Yeah. So, but before we sort of go into that, Danny, how are you? What have you been up to? Are you gonna?
Well, what's they been up to?
Do you want me to ask them, guys?
Go on. What have you been
since
up
you
to
since you last appeared
what's happened?
on the pod? Anything interesting happened in your lives?
Work wise.
Anything. We can talk about whatever we want.
Well, I'm on a new building site.
Are you on the same site that you were on last?
On the same site, yeah.
Yeah, still on there.
I've been on there for
going all right, Mike.
7 years now. Yeah.
I mean, that's unheard
How
of.
long
That you're
you
on a
got
site for that long.
It's a massive site though. It's an old airfield.
Yeah.
One of the big house builders
I
bought.
did my work
Yeah.
experience on that when it was an air,
Did you?
Yeah, factory.
Yeah.
What? So you worked?
Oh yeah, BAE.
Yeah, BAE. Well, I won't say the exact
yeah.
place, but I did my work
Yeah.
experience there when I was 16.
Woodford.
for a
Yeah,
week.
you can say it's Woodford. It's Woodford.
Yeah, for a
You can
week.
say Woodford.
And it was brilliant. And they all used to they all had it figured out. Right, you go to the toilet for an hour there. And honestly,
Day workitis.
You have a sleep in the plane once a week for 2 hours. They had it all figured out.
That's the difference, I think, between like employed people and self-employed
Self-employed.
people.
Oh yeah.
Self-employed, you just
All the
head
tricks.
down, ass up, and off you go. You're working.
Well,
aren't you?
when you're on a price, you have to, don't you? 'Cause,
Exactly.
you have to earn your money, so you have to keep going all the time.
How long's left on that site, mate?
Well, I think up to now we've built. I'm on plot 5-8. What am I on? 500 and something. At the plot I'm on.
Right.
Well, 2 hours at the moment. I think it's 900 and odd. So
Wow.
yeah.
And you've been on there 7 years.
Yeah, I think it'll go on for over 10 years. Definitely.
Jesus Christ.
They are stepping up the pace though, which is mad because when you think of the current situation with the
inflation
economy and
and
stuff,
that,
you think
Are houses still
the
selling?
Totally.
Are they still being bought there?
But the site I'm on, the big houses, like the 2 houses I'm building at the moment, they're like £1 million each.
Yeah. Which I mean, for Cheshire,
it's not. It's just normal.
It's that sort of average, I suppose, for certainly where you're close to Wilmslow, you're close to Hale.
There is starter homes,
Alderley,
which are like 400, 450.
I mean, 400 grand for a starter home.
Yeah, for a 2-bed semi or whatever. Or there's some 4 blocks and stuff.
How many 25, 26, 27-year-olds has got like 10%, 40 grand
Exactly.
for a 10% mortgage?
Crazy. I mean, a lot of them, I reckon, who are buying them are maybe, I don't know if they've been given money from the
Bank of mum and
parents.
dad.
Yeah, the bank of mum and dad and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and the middle class.
Yeah,
Sort of
I
thing.
think you're right. I think
In
the
that area.
location of where that site is, that's probably why
It's been good for me.
Yeah.
It's kept me going and
Yeah.
kept me in work and all that. But I think situation with like normal working class people,
Yeah,
it's hard to get on the
How-
market.
how-
innit?
how are you gonna get on the market?
If you're on
you're absolutely
20
right.
grand, both on 20 grand, maybe if you meet someone, it's difficult, isn't it?
What's the average
buying
salary
house.
in the UK? Do we know?
Is it 35?
Is it 30? It's around mid 30s. Is it? Is it mid 30s?
I
33.
think that's taking into account like the top.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's the average. The average. Yeah.
Is it called is it not the median?
The mean.
The mean.
Yeah. The
The mean.
mean.
Something lower. isn't it?
Yeah,
when,
yeah.
When our dad, he had a mortgage at 18.
Yeah, he did.
What I'm
Terraced
saying
house,
is, Prentice
yeah.
Britley, he could afford to
The
buy a
house he's
house.
building.
Yeah.
When,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
the house he's
he
You
could
can't
afford
afford
to.
the house you're building.
No,
I doubt it.
I couldn't. No,
No.
but
It's
I mean,
ridiculous, that.
that's how it's changed over the years, over the decades, over the last 40 years. It's just gone crazy.
It's gone
hasn't it?
crazy. It does need to calm down, doesn't it? I mean, it does because you're never going to. Youngsters are never going to be able to afford to get on the market. So, and interest rates at the moment are what 4 and a bit %.
Yeah.
So if you're an apprentice,
gone up.
if you're an apprentice in construction right now, when can you realistically afford to buy your own house?
I'd
You're
say
about 40.
I know exactly.
on your own, they'd have to be on. To buy an house on their own, they'd have to be on 40, 50 grand. Wouldn't
Yeah.
they? Even to be
And,
thinking about getting
and
a
at what
mortgage.
point, I mean,
But-
geographically it's different, but at what point is an apprentice at 16, 17 going to be on 40, 50 grand? It's probably not going to be till mid
20s.
Mid-20s?
Earliest.
And
Yeah.
they're really
Earliest.
going for it.
And
Yeah.
that's how it's changed, hasn't it? Over
Yeah.
the years,
Yeah.
Well, that's
compared
the
to our
argument.
dad, he managed to buy an house when he was 18. With
Yeah.
my mum. I mean, mum, she was part time and all that, but
Yeah.
what I mean is, she wasn't like in a full time job. She wasn't like a qualified nurse or anything like that
No.
or whatever. Like she
Yeah.
became,
I mean, it's
but-
worth mentioning at this point. We've never really talked about this, but we are all brothers.
Yeah.
Well, we think we are.
Well, we assume we're brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that one could be the Milkmans. We don't know. We think it's one of them two, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, but no, we are all brothers.
Yeah.
We haven't done DNA, but we you know, how do you know who your mama is? How do you know who your papa is? Because your mama told you. It's at JFK if you ever want to know what that line's out. But we are all brothers, and we are all in construction. I'm just conscious, Andy, we didn't go to you. What have you been up to since the last time we were on the pod?
Started a new job.
Nice, enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great. I used to do a lot of travelling last year, and I started sick of it.
Bollocks to the travelling.
Yeah, and it's local, and it's like more in a joinery workshop.
Nice,
That's great.
nice.
It's really good.
Do you still have access to wood for the log burner?
Oh,
That's
yes.
the most important thing.
I have a
do,
log
actually.
burner. Well, actually, we all have log burners,
Actually,
don't we?
I've got-
Andy doesn't have
I've
one.
got two now.
I've got two.
Danny, 2 log
I can
burners.
separate. I've got
over here.
kindling as well as good logs.
So you've got kindling and logs.
Yes, some
right.
really good kindling.
Interesting. Danny, we'll come to you then. So 2 log burners. What's
Yeah. Well, I moved house last year.
Yeah, you did say that about 3 times in the pod last year. So everyone
And
knows you've moved
Moved
house.
house. Got 2 log burners now. But see, you sound like you've had positive starts to the year. Would you say new job?
Yeah,
you know, it's going well.
Yeah,
in
it's
work.
good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Dave,
Well,
you enjoying it?
hard work.
You got a lot on this year.
There's a
personally?
lot. There's a lot going on in my life this year. I'm getting married, which I'll probably talk about a few times in the pod.
Yeah. Stag.
Budapest. It's booked.
Stag.
We're all going to Budapest. We might even do a
Bring
couple
it
of
on.
lives from Budapest.
Yeah. Yeah,
Few
definitely.
minutes,
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do
Tied to a lamppost.
Site
Yeah.
cabin. Oh, don't. I can't be asked with all that shit. I'm 46. I don't want gold hot pants and all that fuck.
What, like Danny wore?
Yeah, exactly. In Prague.
For
I
his
just
tattoo.
want a good chat, a good
Fishnet
discussion.
tights.
But yeah, it's all going well. It's a lot going on. But there is with us all. But what was you going to say, Danny?
This is my start to January.
Right, go on. Give us your start.
So start New Year's Eve. I was naked. Right. And
What time New Year's Eve was you naked?
11
Danny?
o'clock at night.
So before.
No, that's right. You did. Yeah.
So you took all your clothes off.
Fully naked, and I thought, do you know what? I am gonna smash 2023.
Right.
Right.
Why was you naked though, Dan?
I'd had a few glasses of port. The wife wasn't very well, so she went to bed. Everyone was ill at Christmas, weren't they?
Right.
Everyone was ill.
Well, just to put the context out there, we were going to. This thing keeps moving a little bit. Sorry, the sign. We were going to have a party at my house, but we had to cancel it because my
Everyone was
missus, my partner, was ill as well. Yeah. So sorry, go on.
So, and then I thought, right, I'm going to weigh myself. I wrote myself goals in my diary. Right.
So you were naked to weigh yourself.
I got myself a diary prior for 2023 diary. Got it all ready. Wrote down goals. Got drunk. Weighed myself. Completely stripped off and wrote down my weight. Right. And I thought I'm gonna beat 2023.
New Year's resolutions and everything.
And
Right,
Then,
right.
And then it started with Jacob said, I don't want to. I
can't commit to the pod anymore.
Which
Yeah,
is fair enough.
fair enough.
Right? And I thought,
Yeah.
it's the same. I started my diet, and then I was starving all the time, and it's the world's worst diet.
Which I've got to say, it is going well. You do look a little
Going
bit trimmer.
well, but don't do this diet. It's basically
What diet is it?
Don't eat.
So
That's it.
that's
Doesn't
like
sound
a,
healthy, Danny.
that's like a.
No, it's a proof. Like everyone always says,
don't eat diet.
And do you know what? Everyone always says, oh, you know, when you start eating healthy and you're on diets, you feel better in your head. You fucking don't. It's bullshit.
Just watch the sign there, Dan.
Yeah.
Just move forward a
You
little
feel
bit.
worse.
Move
Yeah, but
forward a
Danny-
little
I'm
bit.
fucking starving all the time.
Because you're not happy, that's
Yeah,
why.
right.
Because you're missing your food.
And then
Do you keep going to the fridge and opening it and like longingly looking at food
but
and
it's
think
working. And I've lost a bit of weight. I see. And
you
then-
have lost a bit of
Yeah,
weight. You have. You
know,
have.
My heart rate's down.
That's good.
I've got to watch.
I've noticed you've got an Apple Watch as well.
Become obsessed with his
Are you
heartbeat.
counting your steps?
Yeah, I'm on a lot.
Oh Christ!
But then I left my job.
Right.
Left my job because I'd had enough.
Yeah, and fair enough. And how's that worked out? All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't know yet.
Yeah. Well, fair.
right.
Early days. Fair enough.
I had an incident in a van, $7,000 worth of damage.
Oh God.
Oh, shit.
That's right, yeah.
Can you just tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, I was going into a tunnel near my house. I had right away. I had to swerve to the left. The car was coming at me, and I hit the top of
So it was one of them bridges where you've got to
Yeah.
stay in the centre.
So I was already in the centre.
Yeah.
And somebody
Yeah.
came in and tried
Yeah.
to swerve around me.
So that
Yeah.
small one there.
So you balls the van up,
Balls the van
cost you
up, but then-
7K.
Which none of you know this.
Hayfield.
Right,
Yeah.
two
know
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I got home, and the kitchen ceiling was leaking, and all the kitchen ceilings come down.
I didn't know about this.
Oh, you never told us about that.
Yeah, so I had to repair it all,
Right.
right, and then top it off. Dad's got cancer.
Well, yeah, Dad has got cancer.
So-
So that has been like an
That's
absolute.
my 2023 year.
Yeah.
That's been an absolute nightmare. So that's kind of, in a sense, it's what's inspired us to do this podcast today.
It's exactly the
and why we
reason
invited Andy and Mike on is also it's not necessarily all about Dad, but our dad has unfortunately been diagnosed with terminal cancer.
We've got to talk about it.
He's got stage 4.
Yeah.
It's esophageal cancer, and well, to give everyone, listeners and viewers, a bit of context again, my dad is our dad. Has worked in construction all his life. He was a bricklayer from being 14, right the way through to 66, which he is now, and he got diagnosed with cancer about how long ago now?
A few weeks, was it?
Couple months,
A month or so.
Is it end of January?
Yeah.
So
Still fucking laying though.
he's still working.
Still fucking
We
laying.
were all
Not working like every day.
No, he's still doing a bit. Still doing
No, we were all working together on Saturday on my sister's.
We all worked together, all of us, didn't we, on Kate's house,
Kate's
on our
house,
sister's house. Yes, there is another one of us. There's 5 of us.
She's not in construction.
She's not in construction. She's in a different trade.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we sort of got together and we thought, you know what? Let's do a podcast about working with family and working maybe with Dad.
Yeah.
So it's been you've not smashed 2023 at all, then?
No, it's smashed me.
It's 2023 has smashed
me.
you.
Yeah.
And still a pit. What room were you in when you were naked?
Well, I was in the back room.
Right. Could
And
the
then-
neighbours see you or anything, though? You know,
No.
because it's New Year's Eve. I
No
mean,
curtains in your house at the moment. You just moved, haven't you? Well, you've got
But it's quite a big house.
yeah.
So no, it's not. It's so I was in. The thing is, I put it down in the kitchen. I put the scales down in the kitchen floor, but then the tiles were even, so it didn't work properly. Then I put it in the wooden floor. Then that didn't work even. And then
You need a solid floor.
I need a solid floor for the scales.
But can I just say something?
You do.
Boxer shorts wouldn't have made that much difference if you'd have kept them on.
But it's true weight.
Yeah, but surely your true weight would still be with boxer shorts
Nothing.
on.
Like
You've got
nothing.
that
Nothing.
lead line
I even noticed the
Are you
difference.
going to share your weight or are you not going to share it? Are you not going to share it?
16 stone 4.
That's how much you were.
That's how much it was.
So how much are you now?
15.6.
Oh, Danny, you've done really well.
But no, but I was down to 15.2.
Right.
So you lost a stone. That's
So you've done amazing.
Yeah.
You've done amazing. So you're no longer the fattest brother. I think I'm the fattest brother now.
Slightly fatter. Yeah. Mike's
Because Mike and Andy are kind of like
Mike's like a word.
sort of teenage girls in the very light, and they don't weigh that much at all. And they're sick,
Like Philadelphia.
a bit like Philadelphia, a bit like they've got like some sort of terminal illness, which
wish-
ironically our dad has.
I wish I'd have got into cycling when I was a teenager. I do, yeah. Totally do. Because I think
That helped with the weight.
Physique wise, I reckon I could have done it.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
do.
probably.
Yeah. I do.
Talking about
Anyway,
talking about working with family and Dad. So anything spring to mind? Anything that you've working with Dad? Any kind of memories that you might have of? Because we've all worked with him. I mean, I'll start. I'll tell you mine. So you all know this, but for everybody else, I left school at 16. Dad said he came with me to pick my GCSE results up at Harrytown School in Romley, and my mum and Dad drove us in the new Ford Fiesta, which was an F-Wrench.
yeah.
So that's long. That's 30 years
actually,
ago.
we once got all 7 of us in that Fiesta.
Yeah, we did. We all once went in
Yeah,
it.
there was my mum and dad in the front. There was 3, and then 2 of us in the boot. 3 in the back, 2 in the boot.
Yeah, and
We got all
so I
7
was in the
of us
Fiesta and went in, got my GCSE results, came back out, and I can remember my dad looking over the seat at me in the back and going, "What? How? What are they? How are they?" And I just showed it him, and I showed it him like that, and he just went, "Well, you coming to work with me on Monday the night, yeah?" And that was it.
yeah.
That was my life decided for me. My working life decided for me, and
Not a bad thing in the end.
I always say it was probably, I won't say it was the best and worst. It was the best decision that was ever made for me.
Yeah.
But it also created difficulties for me with mine and my dad's relationship.
Yeah, going forward, we work.
Don't get me wrong.
Working relationship.
I have a brilliant relationship with my dad now, and it's wonderful. Love working with him, but it was difficult. There was a period of my life working with Dad which was very difficult. Which I'm sort of happy to share. So, and then I worked with him from being 16. I think it was 9 years, so 8 or 9 years solid through to about 24, 25. Maybe even a bit longer than. I mean, I've worked with him.
A bit longer.
But it might have been a bit longer. Yeah. When did then you started working with us, Mike? Didn't you?
I did. Well, I later on when I was about 20. Yeah. I started labouring with you at first and all that because I was went working abroad and all that.
Yeah, you went to Malia, didn't you?
Yeah, I was,
lucky
working
bastard.
in bars and all that. Yeah, and then but no, I've done other things before. But but started construction late, really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I was 20.
Yeah.
And then I did my bricklaying qualifications after.
Exactly.
And then I was working with my dad and my brother. So working with my family myself.
Yeah.
And I saw a few rows between my brother and my dad.
I can remember.
I did it occasionally, but I think you and Dad clashed a little.
We clashed a lot. I think it was more when I qualified. I was a qualified bricklayer. Yeah. And the arguments came when I was qualified. And he continued to check my work and stuff.
Yeah, well,
which I get.
I know you, but
I was like, "There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Leave it alone."
It's a trust thing because I work with my nephew now.
You do. So that's working with family.
One of these son.
Yeah.
I work. He's
it's Harry. It's Harry. Yeah.
Yeah. And
he's qualified.
I get that because obviously he's qualified now, but it's like a trust thing. And then when they continue making mistakes and you see it,
which you do,
and you see it, which they do, it takes long. Let's have it right. An apprenticeship takes longer than 3 bleed.
Well, you can qualify in 3.5, 4 years.
Qualify in 3 years. It's the same as
more time.
driving. It's like you pass your driving test.
Yeah.
And you learn to drive afterwards.
Of course you do.
So it's the same sort of thing with having a trade.
Yeah.
You qualify and all that and everything, but it takes years and years and years and years to get properly.
Yeah. I don't think it's cliche.
Confident and all that.
You don't ever really stop learning. You don't.
No,
you genuinely don't.
True, though.
You genuinely don't. But going back,
every day.
Going back to Dad when we started, when I started with him, it was a really sort of tough period economically in the world as well. And then we started to come out of that in the country, the UK.
How many recessions have you been through, Dave?
Well, confidently two. Yeah, 2 horrendous recessions, and I would say the 2008 one was far worse than the sort of the 90s. The 90s one, far worse. Yeah. The 2008 one was horrendous, but like I've got weird memories like.
But a lot of stress on Dad as well,
because he's paying for his son's salary.
Yeah,
and I buy a house. Yeah. I meet a girl. I have kids. And then he's paying. Yeah. He's now not just my dad. He's my employer as well. And it's like that brings all the different types of dynamics of like stress and everything. I was going to say there was one argument at Persimmon Homes where he I can't remember what happened. We were talking to one of the stacker drivers and he threw a trowel and I was there. I threw the trowel back at him.
Yeah, I think we were talking to and he was just stressed. We need to get on.
But the age I'm at now, and I understand it.
Yeah, you do.
I understand it. I don't think you maybe quite. I didn't perhaps quite did as when I was younger, but you do understand it. And it wasn't just arguments.
I definitely have since I've employed like my nephew, say.
Yeah.
So like at the time, me and you might have said, "Oh, he's fucking moaning again."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Fucking hell, what's going on? But then. You look at it from another angle when you like later on in life and like I see and he make they do anyway they make mistakes they learn from it but it annoys you can't help it so as when you're the older generation you get really annoyed with the younger ones and especially when they're pissing around or even when you have a go at them and the next minute they're happy and you're still worked up about it and you're like little bastard.
I mean? Do you think though if you weren't as close with that would you shout at them or would you have a go at them?
You mean if they weren't like family related? I know what you mean.
It's a totally different dynamic because I've got a few apprentices who obviously I'm not related to and I've noticed with them that if I say do something or ask them to do. They're a bit more. But whereas with I think when it's with family, because they know you so well, I think they like tutting a bit like
but
which then in turn gets you more wound up,
and then it gets you work.
Yeah.
but you feel you can probably react. You can probably say what you want to them.
Yeah, you do, and then you end up basically what I'm saying is you end up arguing more when you work with your family than you do with other people. That's in my experience.
Just going back, and it's not all about me. I know that, but just going back because I think I was the first one to sort of really work with Dad out of the four of us. But so I had a situation where I was working with him, and I was living with him.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
So there's no even like
for him as well.
Yeah, of course, for both. There's no escape from. It's just constant, if you know what I mean.
I know. Well, the first thing you learn in the morning is, David, are you up? Come on, it's work time. I know that. I remember one time. Are you up? Come on.
The night before, I had this genius idea.
We're going in 10 minutes.
I thought, I know what I'm going to do, and I took the bulb out of the. Because he used to come in and turn the light on in the bedroom and wake me up with just the light coming on. I was like, you bastard, I was like, I took the bulb out.
That's good.
I took the bulb out. So he's there at the door, like, tapping on the light switch when the bulb's not coming on. But that darkness just gives you that. Nobody likes getting up in the morning, do they? No matter what job. But when you're in construction, you think,
it's freezing.
I've got to go out there now.
Raining,
I've got to go and do that now. But
because the start's always 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Always.
I mean, I don't know if it's
it's different to office. It's different.
It's always been
office
historically
times.
8 till 4 or 8 till half 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think there's a lot of construction now work even earlier than that, 7. Yeah, a lot of guys.
A lot of people start at 7 now.
It's travelling.
Yeah, they do. They try and miss the traffic even.
Which I get. To be fair, they get to do 7 free.
Yeah. I don't because I sometimes think you must go to bed before Emmerdale starts. Do you know what I mean? What's fucking wrong with you? Because you get these guys on site, don't you? They go, well, yeah, I've fucking been here since 6 o'clock this morning. You're like, well, you're a fucking knobhead then, aren't you?
Having a brew,
they're all gone at 3.
They're all gone at 3. Exactly.
Trust me. I usually do. I mean, the morning don't come till 8:15 anyway, so I usually do that.
What time do you go to bed at night?
I'm a midnight person.
I'm a midnight.
Sometimes, nowadays.
What about you, Dan?
Depends. If the log burner's on, that's it.
Oh, you sleep on the settee?
Red wine.
Sleeping tablet.
A couple of glasses of red wine, log burner, 9 o'clock, gone. I always, because I play COD.
Yeah. Not very well, but he plays it.
And then you fall asleep on that.
Danny, there's a sniper over there, and he's fucking up like that, looking for the sniper. Do you know what I mean?
How about you? Are you late?
Oh, midnight. Always half 12. Half 12. 12, half 12.
I bet you have a brew late on, don't you, as well? Like
I have a coffee, at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
no problem.
No,
coffee doesn't affect me the way it affects everyone else.
I can't have coffee.
After about 9 o'clock.
Oh, you sound like a load of...
Past 12 o'clock.
What's wrong with you all?
Last brew about 9, 10 o'clock.
I will drink coffee comfortably at 11:30 at night. Comfortably.
That's weird.
Comfortably.
So you're in bed staring up at your ceiling?
No, because it doesn't affect me that way. And then still go to sleep.
Do you have a bit of chocolate as well?
Oh, a bit. I have loads of chocolate. I got a text off the doctor the other day and it said, you are dangerously approaching... some sort of blood count for close to diabetes.
Oh, you need to be careful.
So, and I have got to be careful. I genuinely have, because my mum started having a go at me, and Sarah started having a go at me, and started saying, "You're getting close to diabetic." And I was like, "You're diabetic?" I was like, "I'm not diabetic. I'm close to being diabetic."
I mean, I only read it, but they reckon that eating past about 8 o'clock at night, really.
Yeah, I was reckon 8 till 8. Do the 8 till 8.
It's bad for you, but we
o'clock
all
till
do.
8 in the morning.
My favourite time is about 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and you have a...
You know, like you have like a load of cheese and crackers or something.
I'm going to get fucking KFC after this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not had any tea tonight, but anyway. Yeah. But also, do you have... Right, that's another thing. With construction, because they start so early at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm never hungry in the morning. So I don't get up and like people, some of these people don't they get up and they have a breakfast before they leave work and all that.
I mean that a bit.
Yeah, so
muesli.
Andy does that, doesn't he?
Porridge.
But
I love my porridge in the morning.
Yeah, but I literally get up.
Nice.
And
it's like eating sawdust.
This is what I do in the morning.
I do it. No.
I get up. I literally have a piss, clean my teeth, put my clothes on,
and go
downstairs.
Have a vape, Mike. Have a quick.
He has a big vape, a big drag of his vape.
Put the kettle on, do my flask, cup of tea. I usually start with a cup of tea because I have a.
It's got to be a coffee, surely.
No, but I have a flask of coffee all day. You know.
Throughout the day.
Yeah, I have a flask of coffee.
Giant flask or small flask?
Oh no, I've got a big
metal.
I treated myself to a proper metal one.
Because
I've got a thermos.
have you noticed? By the way, have you noticed how many flasks look like vibrators nowadays? Mike, I'm telling you, they're very phallic.
Never noticed.
There's a lot of phallic.
Never
There's a lot of
noticed
phallic flasks out there, guys and girls.
I've got a story about Dad with the flask. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what though. That's one story about Dad actually. He always had shit flasks.
Yeah, he did.
Right, with glass.
Andy, go on.
Plastic flask with the glass
And he always
interior.
fucking broke.
Right, and I've seen
Yeah, he
him,
did.
and he just fell off the back of the van, and he went, oh, and he launched it over the plastic. I've seen that so many times.
Dad,
pissed off 'cause
he bought his flasks from Stockport Market. That's where he got them
shit
from.
ones.
And I got the metal ones.
Thing inside,
They last
the
forever.
glass
Like the
inside.
actual glass
They're just
reflection
crap. They're just
inside.
crap. Get the metal ones because they're another about 12, 15 quid, but they last forever.
They do.
Yeah, but
But they're the ones that look like they look like torpedoes.
They look like artillery shells.
Or penises.
Artillery
Oh,
shells.
the inside of it.
No.
The
You
inside
you
of the
look at
plastic
flasks.
glass.
You go in a shop and look at a flask.
Oh, the metal one.
I just see a load of cocks. But you might. I don't
No,
know.
I don't see that.
Is that me?
Yeah, I think
Dirty
that's
minded, Dave.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe that is just
Yeah,
me.
but it's always plastic flasks. And it's like
Yeah, he did.
You're on a site,
They are those thermos ones.
and they just crack.
I mean,
like
unless
that.
they want
Yeah, but they were
sponsors.
only like a £5 or something, weren't they? Whereas like
Yeah.
the decent ones are 20
Yeah,
quid,
good
20,
metal
25 quid.
He
I,
always-
do you know what though? I'll be honest. I think having a flask's
forever.
weird
Yes,
these
forever.
days. Just go to Costa. There's
No,
one
Danny,
everywhere.
£3.50 for a cup.
Danny, it's a
They got
fortune
Greggs.
for a coffee, mate. I need about 4 or 5 coffees in the day,
not-
not just one.
So you have a brew and then a brew on the scaffold.
Oh no, I have a brew while I'm working as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But the thing is with me, I end up all the lads who I work with, they think I'm mad. But like, if it's 30 degrees heat, I'll still have a coffee.
You'll have a coffee, yeah.
Yeah, even though it's boiling up. Do you know what I mean? They'll all be drinking water or whatever, but I'll still have a flask of coffee.
A funny thing, I was once
Might have an extra
I was
water or
doing a
something.
job with Dad, a private job. We were working at a private house, and the chap came out to us and said, "Do you want a brew?" You know, asked us if we wanted a brew, and my dad answered for me.
Yeah.
But he told the guy what I wanted. And I always remember it. I don't know why it bothered me, but because like now it wouldn't really bother me that much, but it bothered. I was like,
It's when you're younger.
I want to tell that guy what I want. I want a coffee, but he was like, coffee, 2 sugars, and Dave will have a coffee, 2 sugars as well.
And you're like, well, yeah, I might want a tea.
I might want a tea,
or a
exactly.
cold
But,
drink.
Well, you want a
but
coffee.
I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like,
or no
When
sugar.
you're younger.
does it matter? Does that
I
matter?
think it's when you're younger, you just want to express your own independence thing.
Things
yeah.
like sandwiches as well. We'd make sandwiches before we'd go out in the morning. Often Mum would make them,
Yeah.
but often we'd have to make them as well. But there was never quite enough, I found.
Yeah.
There was always like 1 or 2 more missing. A couple of more like rounds of bread. You know, it was like tuna mayonnaise or something. And he was like, what we'll do is we'll share the lunch.
Yeah.
I always used to like,
No,
I want my own lunch.
Sorry.
You have yours,
Yeah.
and I'll have mine. Do you know what I mean? And he'd open a bag of crisps and he'd, but now, I know it's all ridiculous stuff. I know it
I think
is.
it's when you're younger, I think.
But
yeah.
but what I will say, you know, speaking specifically about Dad is, he made me into like I don't want to speak like too like big headed, but like I feel like a really good tradesman. He molded me
yeah,
and
fantastic.
turned
Dad
me
is a fantastic
into
tradesman.
yeah.
a really
I'm totally in agreement.
what's the word I'm looking for, Andy?
He's
Conscientious tradesman.
Yeah,
he
I'm
did.
work,
Yeah,
work,
he
he's
had the,
working.
pride in his
Honest.
work, pride in his work, pride in
Dad's
his work.
standards are up
Oh,
there.
without
Up
a shadow of a
without-
doubt.
Yeah, because we work with
incredibly
other tradesmen who
Yeah.
aren't, yeah.
Fucking
He's one of
useless.
the best.
Yeah.
He's probably, honestly, I've worked with hundreds of bricklayers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have as
Yeah.
well. In my opinion, he is probably the best bricklayer. You know,
Yeah.
for standard of work wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the fastest or whatever, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
it's not all about that anyway. Because there's loads of like dead fast bricklayers,
Yeah.
and they just
You
fuck
fucking
everything
wall.
up.
You can
Yeah,
have
they
to
throw
find
it in.
bubbles.
Throw
But
it
then
in,
that
it's
wall's
a
getting
mess.
knocked down 3
Yeah,
weeks
it's
later.
mess.
It's pretty much-
Yeah.
He's probably
Looks like-
standard of
yeah.
work. He's probably the best bricklayer I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he you know,
He is.
No,
He is.
Do you? I realise me and
Still
Mike
in
have
good stead.
talked a lot about, but I know you've. Do you have any specific ones you want to share about?
I don't know. I mean, I started working. Well, we've all done this though. We've all like worked with him when we were kids.
We have.
We've all had like a few hours on a weekend helping him load up when we were like 12 or something. We've all done that. I remember taking a chimney stack down with him once in someone's house, and he gave me a tenner. I thought, oh, God, loaded. When we were 11, brilliant. Like, you know, I think it's when we had a Spectrum and I bought a game.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of money then.
It's not Christmas on my birthday. I could buy a computer.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh right, I'll do something. Yeah. But that's work ethic.
He used to do a lot of like
foreigners.
Yeah, cashing out stuff, didn't he? When
Extensions
you know, like
and all
you know, he's obviously a big site.
But
site
if anyone from
bricklayer.
the revenue's watching it,
he always pays tax.
Always pays tax.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and then you know after he'd go and do a like part time, you know, bit of extra work.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were kids, we
Did all sorts of stuff.
like pointing a patio or something with him.
Yeah.
And I was only 12 or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
I
remember
mean?
like you and Kate,
And
when you were like
someone
10,
else
loading up.
house.
I remember seeing that once. But
See,
he paid
see,
you.
obviously-
and you loved it. You paid. It wasn't like all day.
you're all, you know, a bit older. And what
Danny's the baby of the family.
what my memories are, like we talked about the Fiesta before, and you said about getting
I know what
seven
you're gonna say,
people in it.
I know what
I
you're
get
gonna say about.
a cement mixer in it.
Oh,
in a Ford Fiesta,
You
easily.
can.
That's
Now-
You have, to
quality.
take, you have to take the drum off, don't you?
Yeah.
The bell
Yeah.
mixer.
Yeah, you can, on its angle, you can get it.
Usually,
in.
we've done
Yeah.
it loads.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Well, as we say, if a car's, if it's a good car, can you get a mixer?
Get a mixer. in it.
I think
Get a full kitchen in it.
I know I drive you three mad. I
Yeah,
drive
full
you three
kitchen.
mad. But I genuinely think I developed across the UK. I think I developed the actual technique of putting a bell mixer in a Ford Fiesta.
You got to get on the angle.
The exact
Gotta get it on
angle
the angle.
and how it works and how it goes. Because I can
did it
remember
that
doing
many
it,
times.
and I can remember Dad going,
Once you unscrew the drum,
"That's
though,
brilliant. That's fucking
Dave,
brilliant."
I've got a 4-poster bed in an IGO. So
I tell you another
That
thing.
is
remember,
true.
No, because I've been with you. With
we
the
built
passenger,
it. We built
with
with the passenger 4-poster bed.
No,
in
that's an
IGO.
outdoor one. No, because I was in the back.
Yeah.
I made it all free. It just fit.
When we were younger, I've just I suddenly just remembered something. Then when we were younger, because he was like a self-employed bricklayer. He never really had what you would call good cars. My mum had this
No.
good car,
Yeah. Yeah.
That
and my
yellow
dad had
colour.
like a
Crap.
shitty one.
But
Yeah,
it
but
was,
that's the
it
job.
got
That's
as
the
a
job.
job.
yeah, yellow peril.
But he
remember
once
that
bought
one?
this yellow Volkswagen.
Fantastic
Yeah.
car.
It was amazing.
Amazing.
But
Bright yellow.
But
Like
in the
that.
winter, it didn't start, and I can remember him. I mean, I'm talking like he's dead. He's not dead yet, by the way. He's not dead. He has been given a terminal diagnosis, but he's not dead. But I can remember him coming into our bedroom and going,
Right, give us a
right, you've all got to get up and fucking push this car.
And push the car.
And they're
off
like,
the
oh,
drive.
for fuck's sake,
Our drive
Dad.
was like that. You have to push it off the back. You have to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were
Drive
like,
was
it was a really steep drive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I can remember saying to him, even at like 13,
park it at the top.
why are you parking the car on the drive, Dad, if it breaks down every morning?
Didn't the brakes go? And you had to put a brick on it.
We've had all sorts.
Oh, no, you
We
used to leave a brick under
no,
the wheel,
The red
yeah.
Fiesta, when you had the football on the Sundays, you used to push the red Fiesta eventually off
Oh,
the drive.
and I remember
That
thinking,
don't get off the drive.
I can remember being as far away from the house as about half a mile away, and the car still wouldn't start. And I was in my pajamas pushing my dad's car to get to fucking work. And it's like, just get, but these are the struggles that you sort of go through, aren't they?
I've got a great story actually.
Say it
about
if you're comfortable saying it. Say it.
Oh no, yeah. It was. I think it was like a Friday night or something, and I said, "Oh, can I have a lift up to the Grove?" And yeah. Well, he said, "You can, but the car's got it's got no MOT, and the door, the passenger door,
that's right, it's falling
the
off.
passenger
Yeah.
door won't close, right? So you have to
hold
hold,
it.
you have to hold the passenger door, and he had all these branches and trees."
Yeah,
he had the seats down.
There's all the conifers in the back.
He had the
Yeah.
se-
Fiesta.
yeah, he had the seats
In the
down
red
in the
Fiesta.
back and everything. So
I've got the
I
tip.
don't know what he was doing. He was doing something.
So he cut the conifers down and like he's in
Yeah,
the
they were
garage.
all in the back. He thought, "I'll fill it up and then go to the
Yeah,
tip
but
in the
it's-
morning."
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It was absolutely
It was
rammed
dark.
up.
It was dark. So anyway, he gave us a lift, and then he stopped at the shops down at the bottom, and the police were there. There was
Oh,
a police
shit.
van there, and he was like, "Oh shit, right." They might clock shit, and they sped off, right? Right, and I thought, "Oh, what's he doing here?" Right, and I thought he just like totally suspicious.
He looked really dodgy.
worse.
So the police went, "Woo!" Right,
Yeah.
followed him, and he thought, and he was like, "That's me." While he was driving, he was going, "Oh, I'll have to get rid of him. Right? And he went round the corner, and you know where? Honestly, I swear to you, this. I don't know if you know this. he pulled up outside the house you live in right now on
That's mental.
where
where I live.
yeah, Highlands, and he thought, oh, you know, they telling me to pull over. Yeah. So I'm holding this door. Yeah, the passenger door. If I let go of the door, it just open. Yeah, he couldn't lock. He couldn't like lock too. So he was like to me, hold the door like that. And he's like, oh, you're
sounds like
all right.
Game of Thrones.
Anyway, they did a check on, and he was like,
PNC.
They did it.
Police National Computer Check.
No, it wasn't a breathalyzer.
Where they check like the registration details and all that.
Yeah, it was all that. But in the old days, they gave you a producer.
Yeah.
Go to the station.
Yeah. So anyway, he was chatting away to him, going, oh yeah, and he's going, right, well, you've got to produce. I've not got any documents on me.
That's beautiful.
What have you got in the back here? And he's like, oh, I've got on me. We're going to go to the tip in the morning. And I've just given me a ladder lift up to the road and all this lot and everything. Got away with it.
Got away with it.
Yeah,
beautiful.
But they gave him a producer, and he had to produce his documents to the police station.
But wasn't there a
I
whole?
don't know what it was. No, that was the Polo.
The car had no MOT. I don't even know if it was. No, it might have been insured. I don't know.
Because somebody always told him, if the police pull you over, get out of the car and have a chat.
Yeah,
don't stay in the car. Because then you're both eye to eye stood up.
Yeah. I think in the UK we tend to get out of the car when we get pulled, don't we?
All right,
but like in America, you don't get out of your car. You know what I mean?
But I mean that a lot of that though is because at the time.
Well, it's struggles.
They were skint.
They were skint.
Yeah. Mum and Dad had 5 kids.
Yeah.
You know, I think my mum might have been going doing all the nursing exams and all that and everything. She, because she went into midwifery and nursery and all that. But at the time they were skint, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they only had one car, didn't they?
Exactly.
And he used it for everything. Yeah. It was basically like a van as well as.
I can remember.
Every car that Dad's got has become a van.
I remember saying to him, "Don't drop me off at school in that car. Like don't drop me off at school in that car. And if he did do, I'd say, right, stop. I'll get out and I got out like well before the school, especially that yellow one, because it was as bright as them hoodies.
It had a hole in the floor.
One of them did, didn't it?
Yeah, because you could see the road in it when you were looking down like that. It was rusted.
Yeah, while I was driving.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about family and construction is how many vans do you see today with Jones and Sons, Smith and Sons?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So it is a
it's a good point. That
it is a popular kind of like route of passage, isn't
Dave,
it?
In series 1, we talked about working. We touched on it, and I said we talked about. Jacob asked about how do you get into construction, and one of the things we both said was like, well, family. Now, to me, that's how you get into it. That's how you get into construction.
Yeah, that's all you know.
That's all I know. I don't know, but
and
it's something we've said in the past. Like, actually, if you weren't family in it, how would you get into it?
Can you imagine, like, there's obviously people out there that get into construction that the family's never worked in construction. Yeah. They genuinely don't have an idea of what that world is like at all, do they?
No. But it's all we've known.
It's all we've known since we've been babies. Yeah, exactly right.
Well, Dad got into it because all of his cousins, they were all
exactly. So he went into it through family.
Joiners, and he said, "Oh, you haven't got a bricklayer. I'm going to be a bricklayer." But he always wanted to be a bricklayer.
It's like now. Yeah. It's like now when one of my nephews, who are older, they go into another industry. Like 2 of my nephews have gone into different jobs. And I'm fascinated with what they're doing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because
how they get into these things.
But because it's not construction.
Yeah, because one of my nephews is in sort of transport, and I'm fascinated what he does.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, it's one of them weird sort of quirks in. I don't know if it's. I think maybe the army is a similar thing. Like if army is in your family, a lot of your family go in the army, don't they?
Yeah.
But if
it does happen.
I mean, it might be automotive, might be a similar sort of thing as well. I don't know, but I would say the majority of people in construction, the majority have a relation that's got them into construction industry.
I'd say so. Yeah,
I would say
or an influence of some sort.
Some kind of
absolutely.
Yeah, of some sort. I mean, we had all that sort of, like you get like the fucking politicians, and they're like, you can employ a staff. And you can pay them X amount of wages, and it's the fucking wives.
Your family members.
Do you know what I mean? They employ the wives as the secretaries and all that lot. So, and that to me is like
tax saving thing.
Well, it's It's the same like Bush Senior, Bush Junior, Boris.
Well,
his dad, and
you're
Boris,
exactly right. Yeah,
They all
politics
follow each
is
other, don't
probably but so construction's. I was going to say it's not as bent as politics, but it might be in certain areas actually.
I think construction's dodgy. The more higher you go.
Yeah, when it's contracts and things like that.
Yeah,
people.
I think there's a
Do you reckon?
I mean, not everybody. I think it's certain. It's
No,
certain
I
people.
think- I think
the
it's
A
other
lot of
way
it's
around.
who
all
you
the
know,
time.
innit? And
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely, but you mean to like award when companies tender for contracts? I mean,
contracts, winning
Yeah, when you get
contracts,
a lot higher up,
how you
yeah,
do
these big
it,
companies.
all sorts. It's all going on all sorts.
mate, have you heard about that? Like the HS, is it the HS2 railway?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's cost like $3 billion so
Yeah,
far,
I
and
think
it's
not
like,
Birmingham yet.
yeah, it's like what's going on there? Is there something deeper going on there with like,
Well, Wembley Stadium. What was that? That was
800 million.
Right, the Millennium Stadium.
They
was
always
what,
go
200?
over.
No,
don't they?
the Cardiff was 80 million.
And so, and that was 10 times
Wembley.
Wembley.
Wembley was 10 times more.
I heard a story about that. I don't know.
And the Millennium
this is
Stadium
alleged.
is brilliant.
This is alleged. Look, this story that Wembley had a massice problem when they built it with subsidence, and they had to pour loads of concrete and do all sorts with it. They
Really?
didn't tell anybody.
Yeah,
about it.
all went in
But
someone's
that's
pocket.
alleged. That's alleged. But like I said 10 times.
10
like,
times
Millennium.
Millennium
What's
Stadium's
the
amazing.
thinking?
Millennium
Smiling
Stadium's
Firm's
built
bigger.
next to a river.
Yeah,
So
it
imagine
is.
the problems they had
Yeah,
when
it
they were
is.
building it.
There's a lot of
It was knocked down in the rebuild, but even then.
there's a lot of money in construction sloshing about, isn't it? And
Oh.
you know when you see these buildings like in Greater Manchester now, and they're going up, and
Yeah.
the
a lot of it's
Tons of it.
foreign investment.
I know a lot of it is
A lot.
People like back building flats.
A lot
and
of
living in.
it's from like like the all the the Arabs and the Saudi Arabians and the what were the UAE lot, city.
Billionaires.
They've just bought a load of land at the side of Ancoats, the main road through Ancoats there, aren't
buying
they?
it all apart.
And also, Chinese, a lot of Chinese.
But I
and
mean,
a
look
lot
at what
of-
they've
a
done
lot-
for the city of Manchester, though.
Yeah.
You know,
lot
they
of
have
investment.
developed it severely, haven't
They
they?
have, to be fair,
You know,
yeah.
sort of don't want to go off program too much. Sort of discussing about working with family and everything. How have you ever? Because we've all worked together as brothers as well. So we've worked together. And I think
We've only done it once, though. Well, not exactly once, but on a proper big job. We only did it once.
we did. We worked together. We mentioned this a couple of times last year on the pod about that last job that I worked on because we were all working together on it. But we have all worked together sort of
Oh, yeah.
separately throughout.
Oh yeah.
How have you found that working with like your brothers, your immediate brothers? Is that all?
mainly okay? Really?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, if we have it's usually a storm in a teacup. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You fuck off. You fuck off.
that's it. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I remember once me, Andy, and Mike did a job. One of my friends, he's an avid listener.
Oh yeah,
David
me
Webb.
and Danny had a row.
Yeah,
no,
no,
yeah.
I lost it.
No,
Did
and,
you lose it?
yeah.
What was the job? Tell us about it.
was-
Give
it
us
was
some
on
context.
Webby's
It was
house.
on a roof, and we were like, "Where are you? Where are you?"
It was
It's
Webby's
your
house.
yeah.
It was a big listener.
Oh, so Webby was on a Christmas episode.
Yeah, and he loves the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Loves the show.
Yeah, it's quite
And
funny,
it was
that.
So
it
go
was
on.
his gable, and he'd had a load of damp proof problems and all sorts coming in. Chimney stack.
We
Really
were all
take it
working
down.
because we were working on a Sunday. That's what it
They were
was.
working on a Sunday to get it done and get it finished because the scaffold was up and then there was rain and all sorts. And then I just had a massive argument with both of them.
And did
It's
it?
fine.
No, do you know who it was who calmed me down? It was my nephew, Harry.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
Was Harry there?
I got up the scaffold and he went.
He was.
He went. You three are fucking mental. Like that. And as soon as he said that to me, I just went, oof, and I thought, oh fucking hell. Right, yeah, all right.
What caused it?
I think it's 'cause we were there and Danny
He was
wasn't.
over to with capping
Grinding
capping
blades.
the
Yeah,
top,
it was.
the
Top
chimney
in it.
stack.
Yeah, because I
Capping
said
it.
just get some Indian stone.
No, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and it did work.
So you were
They
capping
did
a
work,
chimney
though, didn't
stack?
It did work. My
Do you
idea
know what? I
worked.
think I was right.
So hang on, you were capping a chimney stack.
right,
yeah.
You said use Indian stone,
I said use Indian
No, we
stone
didn't.
and
In
cut
the
it
end,
cut it
didn't we?
out.
I can't
As
remember.
and they wanted
and Mike
to-
said what?
Breaking out
Slate.
in the pipe, weren't we?
Yeah.
No, I was right.
But
It's
We
funny.
did a
and
good job in the end.
I mean, we've all worked at each other's houses.
though.
on
the
bits as well.
dynamic is really weird as well, don't you think? That because like we've all worked together, the four of us, literally the four of us. Danny's worked with Andy. I've worked with Danny. I've worked with Van.
I've worked with Van.
You've
Yeah,
worked
I
with
worked with
Andy.
Dave.
Yeah.
for years.
on separate
Different
times
yeah.
of our lives and
Oh, yeah.
things.
And with,
different stuff.
and with our dad as well.
Done all sorts of jobs.
Yeah.
All different stages. and
I
that.
can't recall ever having a row with you, and we have mentioned this before, but
A
other than when
couple, but-
you shouted at me when I nearly went off the edge
Off
of that
the
bridge.
Yeah, you nearly killed. You
I
nearly killed us both
in
yeah.
the van. I nearly went off the edge of a bridge, and we did mention that in the last
Yeah.
in the Christmas
I
episode.
remember.
of the pod.
I've saved your life. I know that. definitely. What we were working on a big house in Hale Barnes with Dad years ago, and me and you were doing this wall over a stairwell up above. I don't know if you remember it.
No, I don't remember
we
it.
were working off trestles. Can you remember? I don't know.
No. I remember the job.
Oh, this was 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And we were on the trestles, and you fell through this trestle. Can you not remember?
Oh God,
it?
like the trap.
Yeah, and I grabbed you.
Jesus
Christ! You might not have died. You'd have probably broke your leg or smashed
Might save
your
my
skull
life.
in. Yeah, and I grabbed hold of you off the
Where did he
trestle.
grab you? Where did he grab you?
I can't remember where. I grabbed
It sounds a bit odd. This.
Yeah,
you were just lucky. I was right next to you.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
mental.
You'd have gone.
I have a vague memory of
You'd
that.
have gone.
That job in particular, and I'll tell you this story. I remember that job. So we were a bit older then, maybe mid-20s, maybe?
Yeah, early mid-20s.
Early to mid-20s, yeah. And I can remember the foreman coming up to us sort of saying, do you want to work weekend? It was decent money. So I was like, absolutely, I'll work weekend, no problem. Yeah, 100%. Next, about an hour later, the foreman comes back and says, oh, I'm gutted about you not being able to work this weekend, but don't worry about it. So I was like, what are you talking about? What are you going on about? I can't work this weekend. Oh, your dad said that you can't. So brilliant. So I was like, no,
the crane, I remember.
No, I can't. So when I was Dad, I was like, Dad, have you told John, or I can't remember his name, that I can't work this weekend? Because it was like, I can't remember what it was at the time. It might have been like £100 a day. It was good. It was good money at the time, if you know what I mean. So he was like, yeah, well, they're having steel fitted this weekend, and there's going to be a crane carrying steel over.
So stay away.
Yeah. So I was like, no, fuck that. I need the money. I need the fucking money. I'm working this weekend. We ended up having a row about me working this weekend. But I get it from his point of view. You know,
Yeah,
I've got 4 sons. He's like, I want to keep my sons out of danger.
Yeah.
I don't want them getting involved, and I don't want them sort of being affected by anything. And then he asked me to come and work with him. He asked me to come and fit a window with him that same weekend, but he couldn't give me any money.
Till you got finished the job.
He couldn't pay me any money for it, basically. But he'd asked me to work instead of like where I would get money, and I got little kids at home. You know, you need the money, don't you? Like, give me the fucking money. I need the money. You know, gas, like, all that shit. And it's like, I get it now. I do get it. I genuinely do get it.
Oh, yeah.
He's just sort of looking out
the
for
way-
us.
But
just the way
basically,
you're doing it.
all you want to do as a dad or an uncle or whatever when you've got family working for it is you want to see that they're they can stand on their own 2 feet and the self-sufficient, so they get frustrated if you do things wrong because they're like, I want you to do it right, basically.
Yeah.
But then they annoy you because you're always, they're always checking on your work and stuff like that.
It's such a weird dynamic.
It is.
Working
It's
working with brothers, I think I found brilliant. That's been amazing.
Because you both sort of bounce off each other, and if one of you makes a mistake or whatever, you just
Yeah.
go,
Oh, fuck
you
it,
do
yeah.
realise you fucking missed that, don't
Yeah,
you?
shit, yeah.
And you go, oh shit, yeah, fucking hell, right, we'll sort it out.
Yeah.
But when it's your dad, it sort of annoys you a bit.
Yeah,
or
it's
your
more
uncle.
high,
It's
what's
like,
it,
oh,
hierarchical.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
more hierarchical.
It's
Yeah,
the old
it
mammals
is.
thing.
It
It
is.
is. It's
It's
your
like-
dad. It's your boss, isn't it? In a
it's
way,
like-
still can't help.
The old
Mum
line
has
of
always
the
said,
old-
hasn't she? Mum has always used the phrase of us butting heads.
Yeah,
You know, like the Rams or whatever.
the old lion,
the
the
Bulls,
young lion, or
yeah.
what, and they challenge you,
He
don't
still
they?
says stuff now.
Definitely.
Like, I think, he needs a dust mask or something. He was helping him the other day. And,
But
Yeah.
you do
well,
learn.
I'm thinking 47.
Yeah.
He
He said to us the other day,
I'm
though.
not gonna,
He did say, he went, he said, you put a dust mask on, and we all went, every one of us went, no, he went, put a dust mask on, you don't want to get cancer. And
Yeah, but then he said, I don't fucking need to wear one now. It's too late for me.
Yeah, he did say that.
Too
I
late.
don't think you can't help it if you're a parent.
No.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just
No,
can't help.
I mean, I'm just conscious of time because I think we've only got about sort of 10 minutes left.
I'll say one thing. When I was working with my dad, a good story. Just about the different places you end up working with him.
Yeah,
when you're in construction, you end up working all over. don't you?
Do all sorts. Yeah.
And I was once working with him. We were on these houses. Andy, you were working with us at the time. We were on a job in New Mills on them houses for that. I can't remember the construction firm anyway. But I got a phone call off this bloke, and he says, "Hiya, you all right? Yeah, you're bricklayers, aren't you?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah. We need bricklaying gangs. We've got a job in Salford Keys, and it's It's on the new set of Coronation Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I remember
for
that.
ITV.
Tell the story, mate.
So we were like, all right, okay, right. So we went down, met them and all that and everything. And anyway, to cut a long story short, we ended up building quite a lot of the set of the new Coronation
set,
Street
yeah.
with my dad. And it's a thing that I always like.
Oh, it's a beautiful memory.
You know,
it's a good
memory.
I finished on that.
Yeah,
job in New
you
Yield.
finished that
I
job,
had
didn't you?
enough.
And then me and my dad went and worked on the new set of Coronation Street on Salford Keys.
Yeah.
So like we ended up building.
Rita's cabin on it. So
We did all sorts.
Didn't you do the?
We did.
We did,
the front
uh,
of the
year,
pub.
weren't you?
Yeah,
About a year or something.
we worked on, my dad worked on a lot of the, the Rovers Returns.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that, and the new,
Yeah.
Detail.
the new
and that,
terraced houses and.
well, that'll be there for years to come.
Gail
Yeah.
Gail Tilsley's house, is it? And I mean, I don't watch it now. Do you?
Ooh,
I mean,
double glazing
I
Gale.
watch the soaps now.
Them glasses are thick, aren't they, on Gale?
Underworld.
Yeah,
I built a load of Underworld.
Oh, the Knicker Factory.
Yeah.
but I'm not surprised you were on there.
Yeah, Underworld.
What's the other street? Is it
Oh.
Rosamond Street? The other street?
Yeah, we did also Roy's Rolls, is it? Roy's
Is he still in it?
Oh,
The arches.
know.
I ended up doing some of the, building some of the arches over the
because don't you have to
railway.
build it differently because of the shape, the
We
camera
had to.
angles
We had to.
or something.
What it was because of the new HD cameras. Is it
The
Yeah,
wider
yeah.
aren't
The old
bigger.
set wasn't. It was picking up too much. Like
Yeah. Shit.
shit on. So they had to do a brand new set. I mean, I think they were going that way anyway.
Yeah.
And
That's a good memory, though,
went-
that, isn't
oh
it?
no, yeah.
is.
We
It is,
ended
to be
up. We
fair.
ended up. They took us onto the old set,
To
which
what?
was
To
at
look
the
at
back
it.
of the Museum of Science and Industry.
But
Actually,
like,
we had to
all
build-
like matching
we had-
of all the colours of the brick and everything.
We had to replicate the back of the Museum of Science and Industry, which is in the centre of Manchester.
Yeah, because it's in the foreshot.
Because the back of the old Coronation Street set was at the back of the Mozzie.
Yeah.
Museum. So me and my dad, we did a load of the bull's nose brick.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the old
yeah,
blue
yeah.
ones, like
Yeah,
we had
Staffordshire
to
Blues.
Yeah, the old Staffordshire Blue
Yeah,
brick.
yeah.
Years ago.
And we built a load of the arches and everything.
Do you ever like catch yourself watching an episode thinking,
Oh, I laid that brick.
I like that brick, I built that? No.
I really bore people with it.
Yeah.
Actually, just to say, because I
Good little story though.
I finished working with Mike and Dad then, but it's nothing to do with Mike and Dad. It's because the job we were on, because it was in the height of the recession, it was that bad. And the guy we worked for him for about a couple of weeks, and he was a right character.
Oh, yeah, I remember,
cowboy.
yeah.
But when we got paid off him, I thought we'd done him. He's one of those guys.
Oh, really?
And I thought, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because we got
'Cause
paid.
he's notorious for like ripping people off.
Yeah.
And
You know,
when
it's
we
like the
got
last
paid,
week. The last week.
The last
wage.
wage.
because we were going on holiday. We said, "Oh, we'll come back," because they didn't. You didn't go back, did you? You didn't.
No.
But we got paid for the work that we did. But I felt that, we've done him, but we got paid.
Yeah,
All we've done is get the work.
Well,
And I
that's
thought,
how they
the
make
wrong
you feel
attitude.
sometimes.
I know, but I thought I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
work onto these sites anymore.
Yeah, I get that. Totally get that. And
That's why I finished then.
And
on
it
the
is
sites.
it is still the Wild West. Even today, it
He
is
was
still the
right,
Wild
he's
West.
notorious for
If
ripping
somebody
people
doesn't
off.
want to pay you for the work you've done, they'll look you square in the eye and
Can
say,
do, yeah.
"I'm not paying
He
you."
had a go at you. He phoned you up saying, "I thought you were coming back."
Yeah, and we went from there and we ended up at Coronation Street.
I think he was annoyed that he paid you the proper wage. That's what.
So just kind of, we've still got a few minutes to go, so we're all right. We're all right for time. But I just want to, Danny, what have you got in your hand there?
Well, it's the only tools plumbers need now.
Contentious.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, they don't. It's an easy.
So for people that are listening, just describe it. Danny, we're gonna get plumbers
No.
shout at us now.
Look, right, look.
What have you got in your hand
All
for
she-
people that are listening as well?
Right, so this is for
Pipe cutter.
Pipe cutter for plastic pipe. Yeah, right. It's great. It's great. I think though when they designed it, they got it from Cuban cigars.
Yeah, like the cigar clipper.
No, not a
Yeah.
cigar.
Don't even-
Yes.
plumbers
No,
now
wedding
these days
time,
they don't need a tape measure. They don't need soldering kits. They don't need to know anything. They just need to do this, and then with these, for if they're using copper,
Yeah.
everything's push fit.
Everything.
It's an easy trade.
It's easy.
It's an easy trade. Clip this.
Plumbers, please feel free to comment.
Right.
Oh shit! If we clip
There's
this,
a boiler through your window here.
This is what plumbers do now and get shitloads of
well, we are intending on having a plumber on the show this season, so you're gonna have to probably maybe have a fight with him
Danny,
or her.
so to confirm,
Last year it was site managers. This year it's plumbers.
Can I just ask you a question before Mike? Would that cut your finger off if you put your finger in that? And don't put your finger in it. No, don't, Danny. Don't. But would it cut your feet? Don't put it on the bloody podcast on the microphone wire.
If you put excessive force, I don't know if it would. I don't know. It might cut your old.
Yeah.
Danny, just to confirm, which trade do you think is the easiest trade?
Plumbing. Fact.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Plumbing.
Okay.
Easy.
I don't know.
No. What about does that include like being a gas?
It depends what you define as easy.
Are you talking about gas here as well? Are you talking
gas as well as?
I'm just going
bathroom
to say
fitting, kitchen?
cutting pipes and pushing them together.
Yeah.
Is simple.
Yeah, I agree.
Dan, you also brought this in. Just shows what this is.
So this is the Assassin's briefcase.
So this is like a James Bond type.
So this is great.
This is Danny
this is
trying
nice-
to review some tools now.
Nice bit of work.
I don't know if the camera can catch that. Look at that.
I mean,
that is beautiful.
That could be something like Jack the Ripper.
That is well, Jack the Ripper, James Bond.
You know,
I mean that is.
I've got to order some of these for work.
Yeah.
Now then, could a tradesperson keep that in that sort of state?
No,
after
well,
use?
it depends on the trade. You know, like if it was a plumber,
A lot of trades would use that though,
you
wouldn't
know, they'd use a couple of bits. Joiners, carpenters, they'd use a lot of this. Sparkies, to be fair. Sparkies. Kitchen fitters would use these a lot for coring out in like kitchen places for like waste pipes. Auger bits on here. These are great. Auger bits are great, but when you're using them on doors, they tend to be a bit aggressive. I'd always use a speed bit on doors. You're a bit more control. I when I was taught, the joiner I worked with, he always used auger bits, and they chew in too much.
Yeah.
Too much power into a door. Better on a hardwood door. Probably better metal bits. It's a good bit of kit. Yeah.
Fucking QVC.
Nice.
QVC.
But yeah,
At your local retailers.
But you know,
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting sponsored by anyone from Tools yet, so we're not selling stuff on Tools. No. However, the lovely people from Vault PPE,
Missing out, aren't they? They're missing out.
Vault PPE have sent us some things,
Yeah.
which we are going to do a TikTok add on as well. They've sent us, now I need to get this wording correct, so they have sent us stretch quarter zip work
I
hoodie.
do like
Nice,
that.
that, isn't it?
$49.99.
Oh, that is-
the link will be in the bio.
That is nice.
It's nice, isn't it? Pass it around. You'll also get a 5% discount if you put the site cabin in as a discount code. That's from Vault
Lovely,
PPE.
that.
And Danny, do you want to open these?
I could try that out.
Oh, that is nice.
I could try that out on
that is
site.
a
Yeah,
nice bit of
absolutely.
kit.
Tell you what, you could go out in that.
It's nice, that. Oh, it's stretchy, isn't it?
Stretchy as well,
Stretchy.
yeah. And Danny's about to get the matching.
I'll tell you what,
Oh,
it's nice.
I'm not
enough,
sure
that.
about. Well,
Get them out, Dan.
Let's
So
get them.
these are the super stretchy, detachable,
like this.
holster
Fair
work
play, fair
trousers.
Oh, they are.
They are nice.
Oh no, they're good.
Look at them, bad boys. They're $72.99. Links will be in our bio as well. And guess what else they do? Did they turn into shorts? I think they might do.
Oh, don't
It is
tell me.
nice,
Oh, they
that.
do.
They turn into
yeah, they've got
shorts.
a zip on it. Yeah.
Do we have to give these away? Or can I
Go out
keep
in
them?
that.
Well,
Nice,
we
isn't
could give them away. We can keep them if you want to keep them. We'll give them away. We'll do a giveaway first time round. But as
Christmas present.
yeah, Christmas presents exactly. But the links for these will be in our bio if you
These-
want to buy them.
Do you know what? These are excellent.
They're
actually.
good, aren't they? Good work, aren't
These
they?
are excellent.
We
Yeah.
might do a couple of ads on. Well, we will be doing a couple of ads on TikTok.
I like that.
But that's the lovely people at Vault
trade
PPE.
would wear those?
What trade would wear them? I mean, any trade, but blue traditionally would be.
Yeah, I mean, let's have it right. I mean, bricklayers usually wear like jeans and stuff like that, don't they?
Yeah, but there's a lot of trades that would wear them, Mike.
That is
Yeah,
smart gear.
Decent
I'd
gear,
say,
innit, that?
Yeah, like that.
And I've not got it out.
Joiners,
uh,
electricians, plumbers, something like
Yeah, you
that.
might
We've
get
actually
bricklayers
got the
as well.
matching T-shirt to go with it as
Yeah,
well.
look, the plumbers can put their only tools they need in the pants.
Oh, you're gonna get some comments for that.
I don't
No,
think it's the only tools
yeah,
you need.
Tyler's, plumbers.
Oh, we not talked about Tyler's.
all the-
Oh yeah, we're not mentioning Tyler's.
Well,
You do need to mention Tyler's.
That's a trade.
Just very quickly because we only got a couple of
So
minutes left.
yeah, we've had a couple of comments. I bumped into somebody about a week ago.
You got recognised,
I got
basically.
recognised, and they were a huge fan of the podcast. They loved it,
Yeah.
it. And they said to me, dead straight to my face, he went, "Love the podcast. You never talk about tiling." And I went, "Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Yeah,
So,
right. So
you
we're going to
know,
get a Tyler on the
We're going to get a
podcast.
Tyler. Well, we kind of have.
No, you're not a Tyler.
I've got-
Well, you do tiling, but you're not a Tyler.
I can tile.
I can't. I'm terrible at
You like
tiling.
all right.
Kitchen panels.
As long as I've got my spacers.
I love metro.
I'm awful at tiling, and I genuinely believe that
spaces.
tiling is a genuine trade.
It's
to do
a
it,
skill.
No,
Yeah.
it's a trade.
No,
It's a trade.
a skill and an art.
Yeah.
It's an art form.
Yeah.
Really
It
great
is.
Tyler, didn't we?
To do it really properly.
Yeah.
I've tiled
Yeah.
my kitchen and all my fireplace stuff. And all
unlike
that.
unlike that, pushing pipes together.
Oh, Danny, you're going to get plumbers round at your house.
Finicky.
Setting fire to your
You
house.
can fucking fix my fucking kitchen ceiling.
I think certain trades sort of can cross over. Like, so obviously I'm a bricklayer, so you have to be a bit like particular and finicky and you
Like
know,
with tiling.
Yeah, it's sort of a similar thing.
I'm a
in
rough
way,
tiler.
but
I'm terrible.
Get it down.
Just get it on.
Get it home.
and like
get it
you know if you block paving and
Yeah.
you know,
Like big
all these
groundworks.
different things.
Transferable skills.
Transferable, exactly, Dave.
Setting
a lot
out,
of them
setting
are.
out.
A lot-
It's-
yeah,
I
they're
think
setting out's
tiling's
the
a
key
really.
into it. Yeah.
It's a missed art, and
On
people,
a wall.
domestic customers, they go like they do for handles.
Find yourself a good
and
tile.
Yeah, they
carpets.
do.
They go
Yeah.
mental for
Yeah.
tiles. They spend loads of money on it.
So shout out to the tilers that recognise Danny. We will be inviting
Tom,
them on. We
if
will
you're
be
watching,
inviting a guest,
Tyler Durden.
Tyler guest on, a Tyler tradesperson on.
Love the tilers.
Um,
Love the tilers.
So I just want to say, time's up really, and thank you for coming today, guys.
problem.
I'll give you all a last chance to say something
Enjoyed
if you want to. But Mike, any last comments?
Enjoyed it.
Been-
I'll say what. Hopefully, my dad can
Respond
Keep it
well.
at bay.
respond
Keep it
well
at bay.
to keep it at bay for now.
Yeah,
That's all we can hope for.
yeah,
can't we?
exactly.
We know it's terminal.
Yeah.
That's
Bit of an ode to Dad this
Yeah, it
podcast, but
is.
also
Working
working with
with
family.
family. Yeah.
I've really enjoyed
Yeah.
doing it with you guys. Andy, anything you want to just sort of?
I had 2 pints of Guinness before I came in, and I should have kept it a bit easier than that.
Yeah, I think it was good. No, I think it was all right. Danny,
Danny, you should have had another, Andy.
you never quite know what Danny's going to say.
You just sort your pipe work out.
Sort your pipe
Fucking
work out.
kitchen's fucking full of water.
He's not happy.
Oh,
He's
I have-
pissed off at plumbers. Go on, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm working with a spindle mould, and it's a brilliant machine.
Yeah.
Right, well, save it for the next pod, maybe.
It's
Wood
brilliant
machinists.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a. Now,
Well, we
I'm
will
only
go.
just getting into that.
Yeah, we will talk
Fantastic.
about that. We really hope Mike and Andy will make another appearance, or 2, or even 3. Who knows? We've got to mention the new sign.
Yeah.
We've got a new sign. The reason why we've got a new sign is because the inquiries at Site Cabin podcast email is now void. Danny, it took you 10 episodes to learn it. Unfortunately, we've had to get rid of it because.
you just get a bit of yellow tippets.
If you want to contact the pod, if you want to contact us on the pod, best place to contact us is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We'll respond on the inboxes. We do have an email. That's in our bio as well. We have an email. If you go to our bio on either YouTube or on TikTok, you can find everything out on our link tree. Way to contact us. We will be doing a giveaway on our TikTok live. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next month. We're back season 2. Really enjoyed it today, guys. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next month. Goodbye.